Hey, what is good everyone? Today we're going to be talking about the best camera phones in 2021 right now. We're going to have a few different phones at every single price point. Every single phone mentioned will be in the link in the description. And number one, we're starting with the best camera phone in 2021 is the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. Now this phone is very expensive. You can check out the current price, but right now it's about 1,700 Australian dollars. Oh my god! But it's ridiculously expensive. But best camera on any phone, hands down, no questions asked. The camera has pretty big sensors, which means it's great in low light. It has 3 different focal lengths, 3 different cameras. It takes 40 megapixel photos, which is just insane for a camera phone. The phone itself is obviously a top of the range Samsung phone, so it is the best Android kind of phone that you can buy. So the phone is amazing, but we're talking about the cameras right now. Also, it shoots 8K video. The video is crisp. It shoots 8K at 24 frames per second, which is ridiculous, which means that you can take your screenshots from your video and they are A1, okay? They're like taking a photo on a regular phone, okay? The video, 8K. Why do you need 8K video on a smartphone? But you've got it, okay? It also shoots a really nice 4K, obviously a really nice 1080p. It has a fantastic stabilization mode. It's overall just a god tier camera, I can't lie. It's just a god tier camera. But that's what you expect for that kind of price though. Next up, we got the Huawei Mate 40 Pro. Another ridiculously expensive camera. Don't worry, we don't have a budget option. As a phone, it's pretty limited, okay? It doesn't have Google services anymore. So you're kind of paying a big trade-off. But it is cheaper than Samsung. Crazy battery life, crazy processing power. If you guys know anything about Huawei smartphones, is they're probably the best of the best when it comes to hardware, okay? It shoots 50 megapixel photos. 50 megapixel photos. It shoots 4K video at 60 frames per second. It doesn't have that 8K, but 4K 60 FPS is still fantastic. It actually has a really good low light. Out of all the kinds of phones, the low light is really good. The colors on the Huawei is also really good. Everything is just super crisp, super nice. Also, the Huawei does 720p at 3,840 frames per second for ultra slow motion, so you can get some really cool shots with that. It also has a 4K front-facing camera, which not many phones have. That's really cool. The zoom, obviously, on all Huawei's is crazy. You can see the example right here. I think they say it's only 10 times. It's a 10 times optical zoom, but I'm not sure what the actual max zoom is that it has on it. But next we have the iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max. That's actually what I'm recording on right now. It's great, crystal clear video, okay? It's fantastic. I have no complaints. It looks great. Recorded a lot of videos on it. The phone itself is nowhere near spec'd out. It only shoots 12 megapixel photos. But they look great. You know what I'm saying? There's really no complaints there. The photos look great, even though it's only 12 megapixels. Apple doesn't really focus too much on the specs as much as they do the quality, okay? That's kind of... So the specs don't sound as impressive, but they're good, okay? Don't worry. It shoots 4K video, Adobe Atmos, Adobe, whatever their color grading kind of thing is, which means the videos and photos are really in-depth. They look fantastic when you're on the special kind of screen. It's got 3 different settings: the wide, the mid, and the zoom in. For video, it shoots 4K 1080p at like 30 frames per second. No, it does shoot 1080p 60 FPS. So it's good. It has solid image stabilization or video stabilization on the 12 Pro, but if you get the 12 Pro Max, it has much better video stabilization for super smooth footage. But either one, you can't go wrong. Everyone knows iPhone is kind of known for their video quality. And then last but not least, we have our 2 budget options, which are the slightly more budget. You have the Huawei P40 Pro, fantastic camera. This is the slightly less budget version, sorry. crazy battery life, 4K video, 60 frames per second, insane zoom. It's a ridiculously just fast phone. As I said, Huawei just goes crazy with their specs. 50 megapixel camera, again something ridiculous like 100 times zoom. It's not as good as the other options I mentioned before, but it is slightly cheaper and it's still a great option if you're looking for a phone to record and make videos of. And then last but not least, our actual budget option, which is the Google Pixel 5. Definitely the cheapest camera on this list. Only shoots 16 megapixel photos, 1080p video. But if you guys know anything about the Google Pixel 5s, is that the colors and like how the image looks is just really nice. Okay, it used to be the best. It's not the best anymore. They're a little behind, but the cameras just looks fantastic. If you guys know anything about Google Pixels, they have really cool features. We're really just talking about the cameras, but they have some sick features. The battery life is a little lacking on these phones. It doesn't have a telephoto camera, and the low light performance is not as good as it used to be on like the Pixel 3 and stuff, but it's still pretty solid. Okay, you probably don't want to go record video at night on this camera, on this phone, but it's still pretty good. Hey man, they're the best smartphone cameras that you can buy right now in 2021. Let me know what camera you might buy. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'm out. See ya.